Hey, what's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking all things Slow Sheriff Rodeo. That's coming up, Mother's Day weekend. You guys do not want to miss it, but we have Faith and Sherry here talking about Slow Sheriff Rodeo. Thanks for coming in, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, for sure. So, Faith, before we get started, tell me what's happening with the rodeo. We're like 2 weeks away. I mean, you guys are like in the final stretch.
You know, honestly, these guys are so good at doing all the things rodeo. I deal with mainly the flag girl side of it, and so as far as my side goes, girls are practicing, and we're just getting ready, you know, to be carrying the sponsor flags, and we have quite a large group this year, and so we're putting flags together, taking care of you know, securing things and stuff like that. But as far as everything else goes, I mean, it's ready. It's ready, yeah. They're really good at what they do.
And how long have you been with them since the beginning?
So I wasn't part of the first year. The first year we had the side-by-sides that carried the sponsor flags. And then I was brought on the second year, and I've been with them since the second year.
So the first year, side-by-sides carried. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys brought the girls in, flag girls, have legit type stuff.
Yep.
Very cool.
All the girls are carrying the flags now, so
awesome.
It's really
good. So, Faith, who did you bring with you? You brought Sherry.
So this is my friend Sherry, Kelly.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me about you. You have you barrel race. You also rodeo.
Yes.
You got and you train performance horses.
Yes, I do. So my husband and I started an LLC, Kelly-WUNC and Performance Horses LLC, 2 years ago, and we plan on putting on events here soon because he works his butt off and he's been building the place up and just making it really nice. So we eventually, and we even talked to Chad, then talked to him about hosting some of the events for the Sheriff's Rodeo because we would love to be able to do that. We are very honored to be,
Oh, so you got an arena?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
okay.
And a big standard arena with really good ground, and we would just be honored to be able to host anything if he needs us. So we're kind of on the reserve for that. I know that I think eventually the plan is to get all the qualifiers at the fairgrounds, possibly. I'm not sure. Most of them are there already. The breakaway qualifier and the barrel race qualifier are at 2 separate locations. But yeah, so I train barrel horses, I take outside horses, and then we team rope, my husband team ropes, and I breakaway rope. So him and I both will be at the qualifying events for the Sheriff's Rodeo, and I'm gonna enter every single thing except for not the mugging, of course, because I don't want to mug anything.
Not mutton busting either.
Not mutton busting either.
No, not mutton busting. Yeah. So anyway, not going to do the mugging, but my husband will be in the team roping, and then I will be in the barrel race and the breakaway roping, and they have a sorting, and then they have something else I can't remember. Anyways,
so you train barrel racing horses?
Yes, I do. So
what's the training part of it? How do you train?
So I take people's outside horses, and it just depends on what they need me to do. I'll take a young one and get it started on the pattern for them, and I'll keep them as long as they want me to keep them. I can take a finished horse if it has problems, like training issues. I kind of specialize in problems, like problem horses, and just trying to figure them out if they have ulcers or if they need injections or if their body's uncomfortable, then I'll be able to, because then their mind can't work properly. You know, you have to ride the mind of the horse. So I just get them comfortable and keep them loving the job, because barrel racing is probably the dumbest event in rodeo. And so even though it's my favorite, and the horse doesn't really understand, so if you're pulling on them and spurring on them, then they're like, why am I doing this? And so you want to make it fun for them, you know, and meet them where they're at. And so I actually just bought one of Faith's nice little horses that she trained, and because she does the baby stuff. I'm not necessarily the baby fan. I like to take them after they do the baby stuff, but so I just like to help people out. And honestly, the biggest joy for me is to give the horse a better life, and then help other people win because I helped them. I love that.
She's really good.
And
Awesome.
I love that part. And you know, I get more excited, I think, sometimes than the owner does when they go win on something that I helped them with. So my heart is just in it for the fun, you know, the game. Like, we can't take all the wins with us when we go, but it sure is fun, and we sure are blessed to be able to do what we do, you know.
And gifted. It's
and
a gift.
yeah, it's definitely a gift. And so anyways, yeah, but we breakaway rope, and my family is a ranching family, so we come from the ranch too, and my stepdad is a rancher, and my whole family rides. So even my son, who's 4, so he goes to his little junior rodeos, and so we just are really trying to build the LLC up and, you know, be able to support people around here, like even banners for other businesses. We would love to be able to put up banners in our arena and support other, because this industry is small, and it's also
I think it's a tight knit.
It's a tight knit. I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
It's very tight knit. And, you know, everybody knows each other. And if we can just be there to support each other, that is the name of the game, because what you put out there comes back. And, you know, like I said, you know, we're also blessed to be able to afford to do it, have the health to do it. And if we can help other people's businesses through our LLC, then that's even better for us. Like last year, I put on a clinic, a barrel racing clinic, and the main thing was for me not sponsorships. I don't need a handout. I want to help other people. So if I'm able to support some other businesses that run in the same kind of agriculture circle as we do, then that is just a win-win, because I believe that we all just need to support each other.
Very awesome. So Faith, I want to back up, because you had mentioned babies. What did that mean? That you?
So it's colt starting. So, you know, I mean, they have to be able to be trained to be ridden. I will start colts. Yes, I love
really?
starting colts.
And then you guys have a
send
team
them to-
going on.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Right?
Kind of like teamwork.
Yeah. So I do not like the other side of it. I love getting them desensitized and ready to go out into the world and do all the things. And
So you're actually breathing them for barrel racing or breakaway or
you know,
something.
I mean, Cheri is such a good barrel racing trainer, so good. I mean, I've learned so much from her over the years. We've been friends for a long time, but I love a good all-around horse.
Yeah.
So most of my horses, any of my horses, I can pretty much do anything on, and I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to, like with the flag girls, you know, I look for girls that are, you know, their horses are able to get up and go, because we do what are called flybys that you're familiar with. You know, they run around the arena really fast. You know, I look for horses that are able to get up and go, but also come back to quiet. I want them to be able to come back down and, you know, be quiet and not be freaking out when we're standing back there behind, you know, the scenes with deputies and people that don't necessarily maybe know horses or are around them all the time. That's what I look for when we do tryouts, and that's what I try to train for in my own horses.
Yeah.
What when you see like a horse, like I was just gonna say, as far as barrel racing, are those horses? Are those general? Can you ride them generally as well, or are they only?
Oh yeah. No. So
They can't change from barrel racing to we're just gonna hang out and go on a trail.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like Faith said, you know, the reality part of it is people forget to ride the individual, and they are individuals just like humans are. And so you need to ride their mind, and like I said, meet them where they're at. So some of them are blown up, some of them just can't focus. And why? Get to the root of the problem, get them comfortable to where their mind can open up and they can think. They're just like children. They really are. Their attention span, their, you know, the time frame of training, you can't train on them for 2 hours. They will just check, you know, sometimes I would check out, you know.
Right.
So they're more about, if you try to draw the parallel between their mind is like a child's mind, then you understand them. You know, horses are so willing, and so they just do what you want them to do. So if you ask them wrong or train them wrong, then they're going to do it the wrong way, you know? So ride their mind, calm them down. They're your friend. They really are your friend. And you learn to be a team player with them. And so the big thing for like how Faith starts them is they should be able to do anything you ask of them. and keep a quiet mind about it and not get upset, because they understand the game is why. So when they understand that, hey, I'm gonna go to the beach and go for a ride and the waves are coming at me. It's scary at first, but I trust this human that's on my back. And you pet them and tell them, hey, you're okay. Oh, okay, wait, white cap coming at me isn't gonna take my legs out, you know, because that's what they think. They've never seen it before. So yeah, then you should be able to go ride through the waves with the horse, you know. You should be able to go rope something, bring in some cattle, go run around the barrels, because they're handy and broke enough to be able to be ridden, and they know all the body techniques and body movements to be able to shape them, go around the barrel, or go catch your cattle that you need. I mean, obviously you need to teach them all these things, but that's, once again, riding the mind of the horse. So, and then making sure that their body is healthy enough to do what you're asking.
And oftentimes I think that, and I'm going to say this with the most, I guess, it's not a one rider fits all type thing. Everybody that rides horses, there are people that they do blow up their horses.
Oh yeah.
And so there have been situations, you know, in the past where you just ride these horses, they do so good for you, and you do, you know, you can do anything on them, and then they go to someone else and,
they get
you know,
blown up.
and then that person's saying, I can't do that on that horse, I can't do this, and you go, okay, you know, and you know what the issue is, but you have to just kind of,
Which is totally fine, because we are all learning. You know, it doesn't matter if we're a trainer or not.
Yeah.
We are still all learning. There's never enough.
You never
to
know everything about horses.
You never.
Ever.
There's so much, and once you think you do, they will humble you.
Yep.
So you have to be careful with that.
Right?
Yes,
They absolutely
will humble you. I mean, you got a 1,200-pound animal that has a mind of its own, and they will humble you. They'll make sure. So when people start getting a little high on their horse, it's like, oh, you just wait for it, because the horse will show you that you don't.
They're coming.
Yeah.
But what I mean in that is just the, you know, the horses that do kind of get blown up, you kind of go, okay, like, let's go back to basics, and let's go back to, you know, learning some calm things and understanding that it doesn't have to be all go all the time.
Right.
So it's like she said with the kids, you know, when you go, when you have a kindergartner that goes into their, you know, first day at school, the teacher is going to do their best to say, hey, we have to calm down, you have to pay attention, and that type of thing. So a lot.
Bring it down.
Yeah.
Bring it down a notch.
Yeah, same.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the people, sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
The people that don't know, and that's totally fine too. And that's part of, like, for me, the stuff that I love is to be able to help the person understand.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
And sometimes, like, when I have people come over to the house and I'm working with them, I'm like, what is happening? I'm like trying to explain it to the person, but the person's trying to explain it to the horse. You know, I'm relating it to the person, they're relating it to the horse, and then I'm like, can I just ride your horse? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they hand the reins over, I get on, and I'm like, okay, the horse is saying, you know, and I'm like, now I understand, and I can put you two together. So the person, you know, just because they might not know and they're blowing a horse up or whatever, they just don't know.
It's genuinely that they just don't know.
It's not a bad, you know, it's not bad for on them. It's just that they don't know, and so it's teaching the human how to respond to the horse and getting them to be a team as well.
And I think, like you said too, it's keeping that mindset in front of you that we never know everything.
Yeah,
we're always
100%.
learning.
Yep.
I mean, I've been riding since I got my first horse when I was 4. She's been riding forever, but I will tell you, I do not know everything, and I will never tell you I know everything, ever.
Well, I mean, that's obviously the characteristic of a good trainer is they don't think they know everything. You keep
Trainers
learning.
go to trainers too.
You learn, you know, just with talking to other, you know, trainers that are, you know, in the industry for the same amount of time. You might learn something from them. They might learn something from you.
Yeah,
you know, so there's always tricks of the trade.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Very
Absolutely.
cool. So Faith, tell me about the Flag Girls. Tell me about that transition. You know, the Sheriff Rodeo that we got coming up in May, Mother's Day weekend. You know, I'm going to give a plug, guys. Make sure you get your tickets. Okay, it will be sold out. It was sold out last year. Tickets on Saturday are only $10. 12 and under are free. Law enforcement are free. You get the whole day of events at the fan zone, the rodeo, and the concert. And then you got Easton Corbin kicking off the weekend. Friday night, tickets are only $20 to see a country star come into the Paso Robles Event Center and kill it for the Friday and start off the Sheriff weekend. But so this rodeo is getting bigger and bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember it from the first year that we went to not even hearing about it beforehand, and you know, somehow stumbling on it. I'm not even sure how we did that, but then we had, you know, Chad in here and we chat briefly, you know, and then the next year we're like, we really want to get involved, you know, and so we have been, which has been awesome, but it's been just growing and growing and growing, and it's interesting how many people still, even last year, that said, oh, I didn't hear about that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, what?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But it's getting bigger. I mean, it's obviously sold out last year, you know, so now you guys are in a 2-day event, and now you are more girls this year than last year for the flag. So tell me about that.
So isn't that exciting to grow with the rodeo?
Yeah.
You're part of it. and
Right.
Yeah, it's really, it's so cool that they are making it so much about the community, because it really is. I mean, they have involved so many people from the community, and it's just it's honestly the best rodeo committee rodeo I've been a part of. They're wonderful to work with, be around, and all that. And then that concert on Friday night, he's a big name.
Right,
That's
Easton
so
Corbin.
cool. So,
I
and
know.
$20 for the tickets, that's really great. So I came on the second year to help with the flag girls, because going back to training, you know, you can't just throw anybody out there. Carrying a flag on a horse is a big deal. So you got to be able to.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than I thought. I've never been a flag girl, and when she taught me how to carry a flag. I'm like, this is actually kind of intimidating. I mean, I train all the things I do, but I'm like, it's kind of hard.
What makes it hard?
Well, you're going really fast, and you have to make sure you lock out your arm, because the flag and the wind resistance on the flag is incredible, and you don't realize it. Then you're trying to keep your horse steady and smile.
You have a lot of stuff going on.
You do. You really do. And so that's the main reason for the tryouts, because there are, there's some horses that the girls are at the house, at their homes, and they, do all these things, and they think their horse is going to be fine, and then they come to tryouts and maybe they aren't. Thankfully, we have had great girls come and try out, and everybody's been wonderful, and we've got really good response as far as that goes. This year it did get bigger, but we do look for horses that are capable, because we don't have the time to kind of train through that. We got to have them ready and come to practice and, be ready to go out in front of 7,000 or however many people.
Say too, Faith is a rock star at doing that. It's incredible. I could not do her job. She does how she manages all the girls. I'm like, wow, because there is no way. I mean, she's very professional, very cut and dry. It's very black and white. I'm sorry. This horse is not going to make, because she understands the game. She's been doing it even before the Sheriff's Rodeo. So she used to do it for Selena's Rodeo. And so she understands that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, you're big time.
Yeah. So,
Jeez.
That's why they asked her, because she has to be black and white and very cut and dry, because this is supposed to be one of the most, and it is, the most professionally run rodeo in our county.
It really is.
And one of the best in California. It is a nice rodeo. They have done an exceptional job. Mm-hmm. So to have her behind the scenes on the flags was a very good call on their part.
That's really nice.
Well, I've always said this, it's the Sheriff Rodeo, it rivals, the Mid-State Fair Rodeo, during the fair time. It rivals, some of these bigger events, and it's an event that you go to that you can feel that this is well organized.
It is.
This is a well-oiled machine. Everybody is doing their parts. Everybody is doing their job to the excellence, level.
They really are. And they have expressed, and I completely agree, that we want this to mimic the NFR. We want it to be that status, that professional, and it is. They do such a good job. And so, I did some studying and some research on how the NFR runs things and how they look for their flag girls. Their flag girls, they don't bring their own horses. The horses are provided, but they are very
oh, really?
They're very strict in, the riders. They're there. The girls are there for 10 days. They have very specific things that they're looking for, and it is run very professionally. And so we just try to bring that over here as well, and try to find the best horses in our county and surrounding counties, and some of the best riders. And we've been very fortunate in years past to find really good riders and good horses.
So was there girls that didn't make it this year?
Yeah, there are sometimes a couple gals that don't, and it is not easy to tell them that. But
and what are some of the usually the determining factor,
the biggest thing is safety. That's the biggest thing. I mean, we just, if I could let every single girl go out there and do it, I would. I'd love for them to be able to do it because it's a huge thing to be able to do. When you see the little girls in the crowd and these younger girls, they just are like mesmerized at these flag girls. They think it's just amazing that you get to go out there and carry a flag. But, you know, the safety aspect of it is, you know, you can get hurt. It's a very big responsibility to carry that sponsor flag because, you know, these people paid big money to have these sponsor flags out there, and then we want to make sure they're represented well, and so we do the very best we can. So unfortunately, if there are things that pop up at tryouts, that's why we do the tryouts.
Like they're a little imbalanced,
Maybe
or
they
can't
don't
hold on to it, or
most of the time it has to do with maybe the horse not even being able to accept the flag at tryouts, and so that's a big thing. They have to be able to accept the flag, because when we're behind the scenes, it's not, you know, tiptoeing up to the horse and handing him a flag. I mean, it's quick. We're switching flags out very quick. So the horses have to be willing to have the flag come out at them, and we're changing them out, and so yeah.
Wow, that's a big undertaking.
It is.
So, and how many girls you guys have this year?
This year we have 15 girls. Last year we had 8 girls, so we have quite
doubled.
a few this year. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's another thing. You get, you know, the Sheriff Rodeo is growing.
It is.
You know, and getting bigger, and, you know, becoming more popular.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, you know, we live in a really unique part of California,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and there's a lot of agriculture. There's a lot of, you know, the Western way of life is still here.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's like we live in this like bubble, which is awesome.
We do. We are so blessed. So blessed. Yeah.
Now, did you grow up here?
I grew up in Pismo in
Okay.
5 cities, and then my husband grew up in Paso, so I live in North County now.
So you're familiar with this area for
Yeah.
a long period of
Yeah.
time. What about you, Sherry?
Yeah, same. Born in Templeton.
Yeah? Okay, so you're born and raised.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my husband. Yeah,
Awesome.
both of us.
And I wanted to real quick ask, what's the name of the arena that you guys...
Kelly Ranch and Performance Horses.
Kelly Ranch and Performance Horses.
Out in Creston.
Out in Creston.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now are you a flag girl?
Yeah.
So you made the cut.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So actually, she's not just a flag girl. Sherry last year, Charity, her sister carried the American flag. That's a huge undertaking, and it's a huge responsibility because you're doing grand entry, and then, you know, she'll come back and do other stuff. But that flag is, I think it's 5 by 8. I can't remember
Extremely
how
heavy.
big it is. It's huge. It is
I think
huge.
it's bigger than my horse.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's extremely heavy.
You have to get that thing going. I mean, it's so mesmerizing.
It is.
Yeah.
Just to
It
see the
is.
slow trot,
Right.
you know,
And
and
then
then
pick
as it
up.
gets up, it
I
gets
know.
faster and faster and faster. And I mean, you're just like going like
Yeah.
this,
So
and it's
cool.
just like, yeah, I mean, you can't, I don't know about anybody else, but it's like you tear up a little bit.
Oh, my
You know.
goodness.
I think if you don't,
my.
you're not American.
Well, so last year,
This is funny.
oh my gosh, I'm going slow past the whole entire crowd, right? With that song playing. I start bawling. I was like, I'm not gonna cry, not gonna cry, keep smiling. Nope, just start crying. I'm like, oh, this is very embarrassing. I'm like, and then I think Chuck, they got a picture of me. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I
So I'm
sent
like,
that picture to them
I am
here.
not gonna cry this year when I carry the American. It's just such an honor, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
so
such a great
emotional.
symbol of our
It is.
American life, you know.
It is.
Absolutely.
And so, but that's awesome, you know, and
Yeah.
that shows, you know,
Yeah,
it's
patriotism.
deeper than just
Yeah.
being, you know, just
Right.
being this, you know, the visual carrying a flag.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, she does a great job in
Yeah.
her horse, and I mean, it's just beautiful.
So you get to carry it again.
Correct.
So
Yes.
how does that work? I mean, it was a lottery. You just did so good last year.
Faith she tells me what to do.
Okay.
So that job is, it's like the
You gotta
cream
be-
of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's grand entry, it's the American flag. I mean, it's a big deal, and so yeah, I mean, I try to.
Now, how do you? Because you slide in with the horse too, with the flag. I mean, there's a lot, you know, holding on, and I mean. So tell me what goes through your mind with that. I mean, because how many laps do you do? Like, is it 3?
I don't really know. That is the
It goes
biggest
to
thing.
the song. It's
Yes.
choreographed. We
So
choreographed
if it's a
it.
slower anthem, then you walk slower. If it's a little quicker, you go a little faster.
There's a key word in the song where I start
And-
going faster.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. What is that?
Yeah. I don't remember. And last year,
Well, you
I
better
didn't-
figure it out.
last
You got
year-
2 weeks left.
I know. Last year, I was like, did I miss my cue? Did I? Oh, no,
you didn't
I'm just
at
gonna
all.
start trotting. Oh no.
It's like, Cheri, hurry up.
I know, I've got like a thing in my ear where she's like, go now.
Oh.
I know, I've got to remember the keywords when the song is playing and then not glaze over when I'm like, starting
No,
to
she
cry
did
about
great.
it.
She
It
did
worked.
great.
It was fine.
I'm
but
trying to think back if you had sunglasses on.
I
or
did
not.
not.
Okay,
I
so
didn't
you don't
think-
let them wear sunglasses, or
Nope.
is, oh,
Yeah, I don't.
No
yeah, and
sunglasses.
especially American flag, I don't think that's very personable.
Yeah.
And not professional. So I think the sunglasses probably is not a good idea because they need to see our faces, and us smiling. So
So you're going around and
Mm-hmm.
you're getting your cues faster, faster, and then when you come in, like it's like go time. It's coming to the end. I mean, what's going through your mind right there?
just I hope I stop on cue. And most of the time, so like not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday, we will do the actual real rundown before the grand entry.
practice, yeah.
At the
So-
event center.
Yes. And
Okay.
so, and that has something to do with it too, as far as the size of the arena. So the arenas that we practice in might not be the same size. So my timing and my laps will be different. So I just need to make sure that when I'm actually doing it on Thursday before the rodeo and we are practicing it, that my timing is correct for that size of the arena as I make my rounds. And then I come in for the slide stop.
Now, how come you don't carry the flag?
I did the first year.
Okay.
And I love it and it's so much fun, but it is definitely something that it's too much. I need to be like on the ground, making sure flags get changed out correctly, making sure the girls are ready to go when they're called and all that stuff. Because if there's not someone there, it can get chaotic real quick and you can miss your cues, and then the rodeo, there's a timeline that has to be followed, and so it's just a lot easier if I'm on the ground. And
So are those some of the challenges that you kind of go through as a coach and organizing everybody?
as far as like timing goes,
As far as just getting the flags and the girls and everybody ready to go, and when you guys are running the flags out during the rodeo, because you guys go out every.
we go out at the beginning for the showcase of the sponsors,
Right.
and then we'll go do the event sponsors, and then the winner, I believe, is what we did last year. And then, so, I tell the girls during practice, we can come up to the gate and be ready to go. And if for some reason your horse is kind of throwing a fit or whatever, thankfully we haven't run into any issues in the past and everything's been just fine. But if that did happen, the girls know to be ready and to step up in the event that one person has to move to the back because their horse won't go or whatever the case may be. We try to be on it. And then I have ground crew, actually, also my husband and my brother, who have helped me every year since I've been doing it. And then her husband's usually back there, and Charity's husband is usually back there. So last year we had so many flags to fly through the sponsors. We were switching the girls out. I mean, it was quick. They were coming back, we were switching them, and then they'd go back out and run. So it helps to have the guys back there helping us.
Now, do you ladies compete as well in the Sheriff Rodeo?
So it's too much for me. This is the one rodeo I do not compete in, but Cheri does everything.
Everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Cheri, what do you do?
I will compete in the breakaway, the barrel race, the team roping, sorting, and is there another event?
So you're right. You are doing everything.
Yeah, so I'll be there. So the qualifiers would be Wednesday night is the barrel race, Thursday night's the breakaway roping, and Friday all day at the event center is all the rest of the events.
And I believe the barrel racing is over at Allison's.
The breakaway's at Allison,
Breakaways over at
at
Allison's.
Chase and Money Arena, yeah.
And then the barrel racing is where?
The barrel racing's at A&B Arena.
Okay, so are you still doing entries into that? Do you know?
Yes, so the entries are open for the barrel race, and I'm pretty sure that you just enter when you get there for all the other events.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's your most favorite event out of all of those?
Probably barrels. Yeah, barrel racing definitely, and then but I do love to rope. I love breakaway. So yeah.
And so, Faith, what would you, if you weren't doing the Sheriff Rodeo, what would you compete in?
Probably barrels and sorting.
Okay.
I love sorting. It's so much fun. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the rodeo and how big it's getting? You got Easton Corbin on Friday kicking off the weekend. now you have this big fan zone. We were talking about an NFR type, experience.
Yeah.
You got the NFR or the fan zone on Saturday, along with the rodeo, and then you have a concert, Bitterwater Road, after the concert. So you actually have a full day of events. This is Mother's Day weekend. Somebody can take their mother to the whole sheriff's weekend for $30. Includes the concert on Friday, includes the concert, rodeo, fan zone on Saturday. What did you see? Like, you've been involved with this for a few years. Did you see it getting this big this fast?
I mean, it was pretty evident to me personally. It was pretty evident that it was going to get big. It's good. It's really good. And the most people probably know this, but one of the very best things about rodeo is the fact that there's no age limit. I mean, minus mutton busting, but there's no age limit. I mean, people can compete. There's no age limit. You can go till you're 90 if you're able. Yeah. And it's just a beautiful sport, wonderful sport that can involve the whole family. And this, having this here, we needed something like this on the Central Coast. Yeah. I mean, we have other events that are fun and fine, but we needed something like this. So it's really been great to have them put it together and. And
it's awesome too, because this way of life, it just people keep forgetting about it. I mean, realistically, our way of life and where we come from, the rodeo events came from the ranching, and where our beef comes from. It doesn't come from the shelf in the grocery, Our beef comes from the hard work and labor that we all have to put in. And so those rodeo events were just kind of simulating exactly what happens on the ranch. And so people forget that, this lifestyle is what feeds the world. So let's carry on. So it's helping the generations to understand it, to be able to come and see what the rodeo life is about and be able to be involved in it. If they have kids and they live in town, but they want to get them involved in the mutton busting, they can, and the fan zone. It's really cool. And the way it's run, it's all for the fans, and it's so professionally done. And it's just an honor to be a part of it. It really is.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's an event, like you said the way of life, and I mean, there's more to it than just, wearing a hat, wearing boots, I mean, it's the way that you present yourself. It's your morals. There's integrity, so much stuff to being a cowboy or cowgirl than just roping, and people, I think people understand that, the foundations, God, America, family, there's just a lot of
salt of the earth people.
Yeah. There's just a lot of foundation to it than just, riding a horse.
Right.
You say beef, it's 100% right. There's a lot of, people that don't understand where their steaks come from,
right.
But, and so then that's the beauty of where we live on the Central Coast is we have this unique area that we call home, and it's hard to leave.
Right.
It's hard to leave and, not want to come back because we have the best of everything right here. And you get to be involved with, we have the top, Sheriff Ian Parkinson, as our role model, the one that is leading everybody. And then you have, like I said, Chad and Nate and all the guys that are involved. I mean, I don't even know how many people are involved, Faith, with this, the
I don't know.
rodeo.
I can't tell you an
Hundreds.
exact number, but there's a lot of people that help and volunteer. And I mean, there's a lot, a lot of great people.
Cool too is that Chad does rodeo, and he rides well and he ropes well and he's a competitor, and so he understands this. And I think
Sheriff Parkinson says he shouldn't win his events, though.
That's the best thing about rodeo. You can't cheat in rodeo. I say that. It's at least that's I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's timed, and the winner, hey, you won. Go.
But you make a good point. So it's a sheriff rodeo. It doesn't necessarily mean sheriffs are competing. There's a few. There's a few of the sheriffs that do compete, but the majority of it are, such as yourself, competitors like yourself, outside competitors, college kids. There's going to be even some national, world ranked, contestants there, that are going to be showing up because the rodeo is getting bigger and bigger.
And the awards are awesome, and the payouts awesome. I mean, me as a contestant, they've done an awesome job with that as well. You want to go win because it's worth it.
Right. Well, the rodeo, like I said, the rodeos are getting bigger. We have a lot here on the Central Coast. We have the Elks Rodeo, this, Crescent Rodeo. There's so many different rodeos that you can go to. And, like I said, we have, Aaron Williams, which is from Pismo Beach. He's a world-ranked bull rider. We have so many different people that live here that are compete in it. And, people that's never been to the rodeo, which I find odd, that live here that's never been to the rodeo. It's like you guys ought to do yourself a favor and take the family out.
There's a lot, you would be so surprised. There are a lot of people who have never been to a rodeo.
It's amazing.
And it is, it really is. I try to tell everyone, I try to encourage, I buy a certain amount of tickets and try to give them away every year. And so, it's a great family event.
And mutton busting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole different, that's my favorite event. I mean, that has got to be the most cutest event that you could possibly watch.
It is.
And these kids are just, some of them don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Dad's going, we're going to do this, putting a helmet on, putting a vest on, hold on.
Yeah.
And the kids.
Her niece actually runs mutton busting, Bailey, and Bailey is one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
And she does such a good job, and she has turned this thing just into just a little diamond in the rodeo, and it's so much fun. And then the couple little boys that do the rodeo clown stuff, they are so cute, and they are just a
Isn't
lot
that
of little
Cole and
people.
Weston?
Cole and Weston, yes.
Silvera, and Cole. Who? What's his
Oh my
name?
gosh.
Thomas, yeah, Cole Thomas.
Yeah.
They're
really good.
They're so cute.
Oh, yeah.
It's super cute. We love watching them.
Yeah,
They should be out there during the whole
Right.
time.
Yes.
Mic them up.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weston comes on and talks a lot off camera, and then as soon as I get him on camera, he's like whispers. Off camera, he is chatting your ear off. But
hilarious.
they're
both
characters.
kids, oh my gosh,
They're both characters. They are so cute to watch. Yeah.
totally get into it. And I think that's probably the best thing about the rodeos. Is the
Yeah.
kids. You get to see the kids come up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And that's something that you have to keep in mind and remember as a competitor or just anybody involved. If you have a horse, you have to remember that there are people that don't. There are people
Yeah.
who've never petted a horse. There are people who have never been around horses. And you have to remember that, because take a minute and let those kids come and pet your horse. It lights up their whole entire world,
Right.
And we're so blessed to be able to have them and own them and haul them and
And like you were talking about the fan zone. So that last year they had like this whole table set up for us to be able to do autograph sessions when people come by, kids, and it's so cool to be able to be a good example in this world and what we do for the kids, because there's a lot of, and even away from Sheriff's Rodeo, in this lifestyle, just being that example, you don't know who's looking through the fence and watching you. So
Right.
you
Yep.
got to watch yourself,
Yep.
and how
Absolutely.
you respond to things, good and bad. I mean, it's always being professional, whether you're on camera or you're not,
What's your youngest flag girl this year?
So the sheriff opened it up to 16 and older. So we have a couple 16-year-olds, and then we have every age every age group. We've got a broad group
Yeah.
of different ages. Yeah, but 16.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Well, ladies, thank you for coming on.
yeah.
I really
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much
Yeah,
for
for
having us.
sure.
Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff going on between now and, Mother's Day weekend,
Yeah.
May 9th.
Yep.
Okay, kicking it off with Easton Corbin, and then Saturday is the event, which is go time.
Yep.
All day long, fan zone, rodeo, concert. There's going to be all kinds of stuff, and I can't remember. Do they bring down the American flag from a jumper at the
Not
Sheriff
at
Rodeo?
our road. No,
not
not
at
that.
your rodeo.
They do it at the fair. The fair does
Okay.
that.
Yes, yeah.
But
That's
not at
that's
our
pretty.
rodeo.
That's
But are they going to
pretty
be
impressive.
doing the flyover this year?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll have to
I
get
can't
with
give that away though if they are. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I genuinely
Yeah,
don't know.
you're like
No, I'm kidding.
awesome. Well, ladies,
Yeah,
thanks for
thank you
coming
for
on,
having us.
and wish success. I can't wait to be there. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
It's always such a great performance. Everything from A to Z is remarkable. And if anybody's never been to anything, a rodeo or any event, this is the one they got to come to.
Yes,
I mean, it's only
absolutely.
$10. Kids 12 and under are free. Law enforcement are free.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you're going to sure be walking away from that event
Yeah.
and go, I can't wait to go again next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys for being involved.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
really appreciate
We
it.
love it. We are absolutely ecstatic to be a part of the growth and
Yeah.
the journey of the Sheriff Rodeo
Absolutely.
and what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sherry, once again, your business and how does people reach you?
Kelly Ranch and Performance Horses. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook. I have my personal page as well, Sherry Kelly. So private messaging me. People know, you can always ask people kind of in this world as well. And so those are probably the easiest ways to get a hold of me, Facebook, Instagram.
And if anybody's going to the Sheriff Rodeo, you are going to be carrying the red, white, and blue.
Yes. So come up to
You
me.
got that.
Absolutely. Super approachable. I promise I won't bite.
Awesome.
And just come talk to me, and I would be honored for people to come talk to me. If people come talk to me, I love it.
Yeah,
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Faith, thanks for bringing her on, and thanks for everything that you do as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
we
my
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Sure.
My pleasure.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, make sure if you guys don't have anything going on, Mother's Day weekend, you got 2 days of event. You got Easton Corbin kicking off the Sheriff Weekend on May 9th. Tickets are only $20, and you got the Sheriff Rodeo Fan Zone and Concert on May 10th, Saturday. It's only $10. Kids 12 and under are free. Law enforcement are free. Grab mom, throw her in the car, bring her to the rodeo, and come out and have some fun. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you at the rodeo.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, it's Alex with Suprema Meat Market. We are a Mexican meat market with a taqueria. Come enjoy our high-quality cuts and meats. We offer choice and prime Harris Ranch beef, as well as chicken, seafood, and pork items. In the taqueria, all of our tacos come with handmade tortillas. We also offer specialty items like chilaquiles and chile rellenos. Come enjoy Taco Tuesday with Suprema. We offer our tacos at $1.99 each. Suprema Meat Market is located at 8950 Montecito Avenue in Atascadero.
Are you tired of looking at that worn-out concrete garage floor, patio, or porch? Look no further than MGP Coatings, where customer service reigns supreme. Our team goes above and beyond to ensure your satisfaction every step of the way. Before we even start coating, we meticulously repair your concrete, ensuring a flawless finish that lasts. And here's the best part. Our Pentec coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy, so they won't chip or peel, making maintenance a breeze. Plus, they come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us today at 805-952-5301 or check out our Facebook and Instagram and experience the MGP coating difference. Don't wait. Transform your garage, patio, porch, or driveway and become a part of the MGP coating family.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid.
And Deanna.
At North County Junk Removal, we are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.